Looks up, throws it for Amendola. Touchdown, Patriots! Direct snap to James White. He's in for two. Throws down the middle for Edelman. Ball tipped. And Julian diving for it. Edelman has it. Did he make the catch? He did! Unbelievable catch.
Yeah, it was one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. I don't know how the hell he caught it.
Hands it to White. Touchdown, Patriots! Quick throw to Amendola. Reaches across the goal line for a score. It's a high game in Super Bowl 51. Driving forward. Touchdown! And his comeback in Super Bowl history. Led by the greatest quarterback.
We all remember that epic collapse by Atlanta earlier this month in the Super Bowl. And now Falcons wide receiver Mohamed Sanu is blaming Lady Gaga's long halftime performance for their Super Bowl loss. Sanu explained on NFL Network how a regular halftime is normally 15 minutes and the Falcons were off the field for almost an hour. He equated it to going to a workout, sitting on the couch for an hour, and then trying to work out again. Will Kane in the house to help us break it all down. How are we doing?
I'm good.
Good to see you. I want to start with you here. Does Sanu's argument hold any weight?
Zero.
Zero
weight. It's an excuse. I guess all it takes to take down the NFC champion Atlanta Falcons is a lady in a sparkly costume. I mean, no other NFL team could, but one pop star with a bunch of makeup on, that's the kryptonite to the Falcons' magic, apparently. It's equivalent of the loser's limp. I mean, this is, first of all, by the way, it's not even true. The Falcons came out of that halftime, went on an 85-yard drive to run up the score to 28-3. They came out pretty good. So it's not even true. I think at that point, by the way, is when the mics caught Sanu saying, they ain't seen nothing like us. We're about to put 40 on them. That was in the second half. After Gaga's halftime performance, he's bragging about what they're doing and what they're going to do to the Patriots. And he should have listened to his fellow wide receiver, Taylor Gabriel, who was like, careful, that's Tom Brady over there. So not even Sanu believed this at the moment. He didn't believe it was the halftime that got under their skin because it's not true. And so in the end, it's just a loser's limp. It's just an excuse. The Patriots had the same exact halftime the Falcons did. The same exact length of halftime the Falcons did. It didn't hold the Patriots back.
Those are the two pieces of evidence why it holds no weight. One, they extended the lead after the half. Two, both teams played with the same issue, right? A long halftime. But here's why you can't say that it holds no weight. This is why it does hold some. And it's really Sanu criticizing his own coaching staff. What did Bill Belichick do? He practiced the team with half-hour intervals for halftime. He knew, okay, there's going to be a long halftime performance. This is the Super Bowl. Let's practice the way we're going to play. So his team, whether or not it actually affected play, because, Will, as you mentioned, they extended the lead. So you could say it didn't actually affect the Falcons' play. But the idea that it could does hold water. It could affect play if you go still. That's why you practice it. That's why you're prepared. Both teams played under the same conditions, but both teams didn't practice the same way. Therefore, the Patriots were uniquely prepared to exploit it if it had any effect, and the Falcons were vulnerable to it. Does it hold weight? Maybe. And if that's the case, it is criticism by Sanu of his coaching staff.
One of the things that y'all are missing, nobody has investigated. We haven't found out whether or not Sanu was actually watching Lady Gaga's performance at halftime. Maybe that had a lot to do with what transpired as it pertains to him. I mean, after all, he only had 2 receptions for 25 yards for the game. I mean, he was virtually non-existent. So maybe, just maybe, he wasn't prioritizing. He wasn't focused on what he needed to focus on. Because Lady Gaga did a damn good job, I must say. I mean, I'm a Beyonce fan, and I love me some Bruno Mars.
That one would have held weight for me with the blackout for 34 minutes after. You guys cannot put Lady Gaga in the same sentence as Beyonce, please.
Have you ever seen Lady Gaga on the piano?
I did not do that. I really
Lady Gaga is a musical genius.
I didn't do that.
Okay,
I didn't do that.
but he was insinuating
but I was talking
that.
and you turned to him and made everybody think I'm comparing Lady Gaga to
sure we're all on the
Beyonce.
same page.
Me? Lady Gaga in the same breath as Beyonce? Are you crazy? Absolutely not. And I love me some Bruno Mars, too. I miss him performing at halftime of the Super Bowl.
Beyonce is the greatest performer.
These things are very, very important because clearly Sanu was distracted. Clearly, he is speaking about himself. I'm surprised you haven't picked up on that, Wilkie, because all the other facts that you threw out there were actually absolutely on point. So were you, Max, but I'm shocked that y'all didn't pick up on the fact that maybe, just maybe, Mohamed Sanu was distracted by Lady Gaga. I don't know. I mean, that could have been
What did he do in the first half? Do you know?
It doesn't matter.
I mean, with those numbers, what could he have done?
With those numbers, what does it matter? 2 receptions for 25 yards? You were non-existent. Tom Brady passes for damn near 500 yards. They come back from a 25-point deficit. You get the ball back. You hear their footsteps. Not only do they score 9 and then fail with the 2-point conversion, but then they turn around. After that, they kick a field goal. After that, they score another touchdown because of the strip sack. They're clawing away at you. You had ample time to be ready. And weeks after the Super Bowl, you will bring up this excuse. It's embarrassing.
It's a bad look.
But then again, but I will tell you this. I'm not surprised because, sorry to be, bearer of bad news. We had guests on this show Super Bowl week. Do y'all know I'm still looking for T.I.? You know that T.I.
Right?
can't
He
find
promised us
I
that he
can't
was
find
gonna
him. He
come on.
promised he was going to come back
Yep.
on the show. Can't find him. I text the brother.
You gave
Can't
T.I.
get him.
a T.O.? What do you say?
I can't find him. I'm looking at T.I. Can't find him anyway, Will. Max. I can't find him anyway. Can't find T.I. There's an APB out for T.I. from Stephen A. in first day because I can't find him.
Well, let
He'll
me defend T.I. to some small extent. You like to play this game where you say I can't find people when you don't invite them. You tried that game with me with the Dallas Cowboys. I come when invited. If I'm not here after loss, it's because I wasn't invited.
Actually,
so T.I., were you invited?
Time out. Zip it. Number one, that's not accurate because I did not say I could not find you. I said I could not find
But you do this
Woodson.
a lot, people.
Because I'm right. Darren Woodson was nowhere to be found for weeks. These are facts.
I think I got Darren's back. Was Darren invited?
Now you're playing fast and loose.
Was Darren Woodson invited? Was Darren? Did you just ask me that question? Was Darren
Yes.
Woodson invited?
Yes.
You're invited. Why would Darren Woodson not be invited?
Get Darren
When it comes to
out
the Dallas Cowboys, of course he was
All right.
invited.
All
Okay.
right.
And then T.I., he couldn't be found either. So all I'm trying to say to you is, look, Sanu. This is what the problem is with the Atlanta Falcons, this kind of attitude. Go ahead.
Two important points. I let it be on record. I'm the guy that has T.I. and Darren Woodson's back, number one. Number two, Max, you cannot give quarter on this. You cannot. Look, a lot of people try to rationalize. They try to cope with tragedies in their own way, and losing a 28-3 lead is most certainly a tragedy, and you look for what ends up being excuses. But you cannot give it to Mohamed Sanu. You can't say maybe this played a role. You can't even give the theory of how a halftime could play a role because it simply did not.
But it's a real thing if Belichick's practicing
Yeah, but
for
maybe
that.
in some alternate universe in some other game played, but it didn't in this because we know the facts of this game, and the Falcons.
Part of the facts of the game.
The Falcons came out at halftime.
But why would he
and showed us.
part of the
practice
facts
for it
of
if
the
it's
game.
not a factor?
Right. Belichick is preparing for it.
Yes.
So if Belichick's preparing for it, to Molly's point, he thinks it could be a factor.
But we saw 7 minutes of the Falcons.
We did, but that was on offense. And we know the Falcons' offense is really, really good. And even then, that's just a little tiny bit of the half. Now, is it a good look for Sanu? No, it's a very bad look. It's weak. It's an excuse. It's what a loser does, who hasn't even learned that maybe that's part of the reason they're losing. They're looking for excuses.
There you go.
However, if you take it as being a legitimate criticism of a team not prepared to handle a long halftime break, that is criticism of the Falcons coaching staff. Because the Patriots were ready.
You're right. And it shows that Bill Belichick lets no detail go unnoticed, that he's prepared for any scenario. I'm just telling you, I don't think Bill Belichick actually got to exercise that extra preparedness in this situation, because I think the Falcons came out at halftime, at least for the first part of the third quarter, ready to play. What failed the Falcons wasn't this layoff. What failed the Falcons was their mindset, their mental toughness, and their execution, and Kyle Shanahan's play calling. That's what failed the Falcons.
A lot of things had to go wrong.
Not Lady Gaga.
A lot of things had to go wrong for them to lose. But like in a chess game, and this is the reason that Belichick wins more than everyone else, in a game where one call goes the wrong way, the ball bounces the wrong way, and you lose even if you're more prepared. A chess master accumulates lots of small advantages with everything they do. So by the end, they win. And that's Belichick. He is prepared for everything. That's why all three phases of the game, offense, defense, special teams, the ball seems to bounce his way, because for every contingency, he has a plan and his team is prepared.
Like a Boy Scout.
And here the Falcons weren't and the Patriots were.
Do you play chess?
I do. I used to.
Do you?
I'm so surprised. Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Well, all right. Well, we'll do Beyonce versus Lady Gaga. I'll play the bad guy on that one.
No.
And we'll do a little chess tournament.
I would love to see a chess tournament between you guys.
I wouldn't beat these two. I wouldn't beat these two. I don't have the patience.
Okay.
You know, I win quick and I move on.
But
these
chess,
dudes will sit up
chess
there
is not
and
like
Who's the
debate. Just
most
because you lose to me in
powerful
debate
piece on the
doesn't mean you'll
chessboard?
necessarily.
That's the problem with the show. I
Queen.
never have lost the debate to you.
The queen.
Here's the thing about it.
What?
Here's the thing about it. The queen is the most
Yes.
powerful weapon. No, there's no doubt about
Yes.
that. But Max, this is Max and Will. They'll sit up there. This is how they'll beat me. All day.
And you're playing,
they'll take 10, 15 minutes to make a move.
And you're playing Washington Square Park chess?
Something like that. Something like that. I'm glad you know about that.
Speed chess.
Glad you know about that.
The moral of
Let's
the
hope for you
story
after
is
all.
Belichick knows best. You know who else does? Mama always knows best, even if you're Shaquille O'Neal. So hopefully
Queen's
JaVale
most
McGee
powerful
will send her a
piece on the
thank you
board.
note. I will explain that after the break. Yes, it all comes together. And if you talk the talk, you must walk the walk. Only problem is Lonzo is doing the balling while his dad is doing all the talking. We will started.
The best recognize the best. I'm talking about First Take, the best debate show on TV. We're talking about sports debate, too. They can go anywhere. First Take, my man Stephen A., Molly, my girl, and, of course, Max. What can we say?